Blog Talk Radio.
Whoa! Oh, ho, ho, ho! Welcome, everybody, to the Wet Island. I am your host, Joshua Norris, as always. And today, we are going to be revisiting the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Los Angeles Kings, March 29th, 1993, Game 7, the greatest game, the great one ever played. Let me tell you, this show was actually supposed to be out yesterday, but technology, of course, when I need it to work, of course, it freaking fails me. So while I'm doing the editing yesterday, my computer doesn't want to work for me. So if you're like me, I get so freaking PO'd at technology sometimes that, bro, I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to put it to the side. The people are going to listen to the show are going to listen to the show. They'll be all right if I do it a day later. But I was so freaking mad. I'm even mad now because technology, it wants to fail me. When I'm doing, like, if I'm just frivolously surfing the internet, of course the computer works fine. The internet is perfect. If I'm watching pointless YouTube videos, no problem. But when I actually want to do a show, of course, the internet and my computer starts to fail me. I hate technology, and it POs me to no end, bro. But finally, I got it to freaking work. A couple things come to mind when I think of 1993, March 29th, Game 7. A couple things come to mind. You know, I was 3 or 4 years old at the time, so I don't have a whole lot of recon. So I asked my Pops, what do you remember from March 29th, 1993? He tells me, he goes, well, what I do remember is Don Cherry, after Game 5, said, it looks like Wayne Gretzky is skating with a refrigerator tied behind his back. What happens in Game 6? Wayne Gretzky scores the overtime winner, and he sends it back to Toronto. If you're a Leafs fan, look, I don't think that the best player in the world needs bulletin board material. I don't think that Don Cherry somehow motivated Wayne Gretzky. I don't think that's the case. But Don Cherry could have left it alone. You know, we don't know if Wayne heard Don Cherry say that. You know, I don't know if that motivated Gretzky. I just think that he was the best player in the world and is the best player of all time. So I think that's just the best player of all time doing what he's doing. But since Don said it, Gretz scores the Game 6 OT winner, sends it back to Toronto, and then, bro, he gets a hat trick in Game 7. Bro, that's the stuff of legends right there. If we're not talking the best hockey player in the world, bro, the best hockey player in the world does that. You know, the next step down doesn't do that. Game 6, OT winner, sends it back, gets a hat trick in Game 7. The best game he ever freaking played. Bro, you gotta wonder if maybe Don Cherry, maybe it was bulletin board material. Also, one other thing that comes to mind is Walter Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky's pops, in 1991, 2 years prior to this, had a brain aneurysm. He was lucky to be alive. But come March 29th, he was in the front row. And Wayne Gretzky, bro, this is one of my favorite. Coming from a guy who has a very close relationship with his father. If you watch, when Wayne Gretzky banks it up, one of the Leaf players in the LA Kings had taken a 5-3 lead. The camera pans to Gretzky. And Gretzky very subtly, very, very, very subtly, if you go back and watch, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. Very, very subtly, Gretzky quickly gestures to his pops like, I see you and I'm happy you're there. Bro, freaking epic story. And also when the game ends, Gretz doesn't go with the team. He skates right over to his pops. And bro, Walter is, look, yes, he was alive, but the camera pans to him a couple times. It looks like his wherewithal he's not all there. He's watching. I think that he comprehends what's going on, but he can't watch it like the way that he wants to watch it. But Gretz pays tribute to him twice, and I think it's a freaking great story. So that's a couple of things that come to mind when I think about the Game 7, 1993 versus the Leafs. Also, okay, so I've already hit on the technology part. It just pisses me off to no end. But the reason why I haven't been around for the other days, look, bro, I love my girlfriend. I'm not gonna bury her on this show unless she deserves to be buried. But when she deserves to be buried, I'm definitely going to bury her. But when she comes over, bro, look, people tend to throw the term around, nerd or geek to people who are super into Star Wars, or people who are super into the Lord of the Rings, or people who study too much, which is completely stupid. The term nerd or geek applies to people that, you know what, it is what it is. But guess what? If you're into sports like I am, guess what, bro? You're a nerd. You're a freaking geek. I am a nerd, and I am a geek. When my girlfriend is here, and again, I love her to death, I can't have her around. I can't have her in the background because it takes away from my geekness and my nerdness, which is going to draw, when I go full geek, when I go full nerd, that's going to draw other nerds and other geeks who are into sports like I am. That's going to draw people into the show. But she insists on, like, she wants to watch me do the show. I cannot have her in the background. I just cannot have it because it takes away from how good this show could possibly be. So, I'm trying to circumnavigate around that. I'm trying to think of ideas of how I can do shows when my girlfriend is here, as much as I love her. Maybe, I'll do like a treasure hunt. I'll send her throughout the city on the treasure hunt for like an hour and a half. Keep her occupied. She'll come back. The show will be done. Maybe that's what I'll do. And obviously, I'm just kidding. But bro, I just can't. She can't see me in this light. I don't care how far we go. And I plan on going the whole entire way. But I do not want her in the room when I'm in this light. I need to geek out. And I need to be a nerd when I'm doing this freaking show. So anyway, that's why I have been absent for the last couple of days. One thing I want to talk about before we get into this review. Clayton Kershaw made his second start, and I'm a big Dodger fan. So if you're a Dodger fan, you might enjoy this. Clayton Kershaw threw 80 pitches. His first start, he threw 66. His second start, he threw 80. 5 shutout innings in Yankee Stadium. Bro, this is what pisses me off. You have the best pitcher in the world on your hands. If he's not ready to go, don't send him on the freaking hill. Bro, when he's ready, he'll be ready. Yes, he gave up a couple runs in his first start back. That's to be expected. Even Clayton Kershaw can give up runs coming off the DL for that long. That's fine. But, bro, if he's not ready to go, he's not ready to freaking go. Luckily, the bullpen held it down, and the Dodgers won that game anyways. But, bro, the best pitcher in the world's coming back. If he's not ready, he's not freaking ready. With all that said, we do have him back, and thank God the Giants are gianting it up because they had a lead on the Padres, and they gave up 5 in the ninth, and they lost that game to the Padres, and then the next day they lose with Madison Bumgarner on the hill. Bro, thank God the Giants are gianting. But we're 5 games up in the middle of September. I'm not going to say forget about it because I think we have 4 left for the Giants, I think we have 4 left. So, in baseball, anything can happen. But we are at September 16th here with Clayton Kershaw back and we're 5 up. If we blow this, then, that's on us. Also, what I want to get into is the World Cup of Hockey, which starts tomorrow. And I'm looking at the schedule. Bro, listen, I didn't know it was this short of a tournament. I didn't know it was going to take, freaking 7 days. But if you look at the Team North America schedule, which is the most intriguing team in the tournament, they play Finland and they play Sweden. Bro, look, Finland and Sweden are very, very organized teams. They can provide a threat to anybody. But if I'm Team North America, I'm like, hey, man, like, they could find themselves in the semifinals. They really, really, really could. If they just, they play the same way that they did in the preliminaries, that Team North America team, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with if they just, they're not playing the Canadas, they're not playing the Russias, they're not playing the USAs, which, by the way, I don't think USA is that tough, but they're not playing the top guys. So, Finland and Sweden, they could definitely find themselves in a position that they might have a chance to freaking medal. With that said, I do want to get into training camp, and I do want to get into preseason real quick before I get into the review. I'm very excited about training camp and preseason this year. I'll tell you why. Before, when spots seem to be filled in training camps before, it almost seemed like a foregone conclusion that who was going to be in the starting lineup and who wasn't. I think there's a lot of competition to be had, specifically when we're talking about the bottom six and the last pair of defensemen. Bro, you got guys like Michael Mersch. You guys got Nick Dowd, Nick Shore, Kyle Clifford, Andrioff, Nolan, Dwight King. There's so many guys that it's just so up in the air. And then when you think about the bottom pair of defensemen, you got guys like Forbert, Gravel, people that are very willingly able to step in and could perform very, very well. So here's my biggest thing about training camp. If the older guys, if the veteran guys beat out the young guys, then that's fine. Play the older guys, play the veteran guys. But if the young guys beat out the older guys, can we please let them play without a short leash? Bro, Teddy Purcell is Exhibit A. When he got shipped off from his first tenure with the Kings, he's on record. He said, bro, I was afraid to make a mistake because if I made a mistake, I'd be back to the minors and I would not have shot with the club. Me and my cousin Court, we looked at Jake Muzzin's first game. Jake Muzzin was on the blue line. He made one mistake. Bang. Back to the minors he goes. Thank God that Jake Muzzin has matured the way he has, because Jake Muzzin is our second best defenseman. But, bro, when it comes to training camp and preseason, please let it be an actual competition instead of just politics. The best players need to play. The Chicago Blackhawks are the blueprint of this. They don't do politics. They have 4 lines of guys who can skate and who are the best at hockey. That's the freaking blueprint. Yes, you can play a heavy game. The Kings are always going to play a heavy game, but the best players need to play. And I think that mentality needs to exist as far as picking the opening night roster. So that was for me. I love the guys like Michael Mersch. I think he's very good. I hope he makes the team. Devin Sadaguchi, that's up in the air. I love that story. I do hope that he turns his life. I really do hope he helps the team. Even though he ripped my freaking soul out, I do hope that he makes it. With no further ado, I'm finally going to get into the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Los Angeles Kings, Game 7, March 9th, 1993. The greatest game the great one ever played. And here we go. Look, bro, I had to put over Doug Gilmour real quick, because if you watch this game and you watch old games, Doug Gilmour is so freaking good. Unfortunately, he's overshadowed by the greatest player that ever played the game in this game. But Doug Gilmour is freaking right up there. But he does give the puck away when on the power play. Gretzky and McSorley go shorthanded 2-on-1 due to a Doug Gilmour turnover. And Gretzky, of course, makes it 1-0.
Over center, right behind him is Anderson. There's Gilmour, had to turn back, down to the blue line, and Curry anticipated that. He's up with Gretzky. Gretzky coming in with McSorley. McSorley to Gretzky. He scores! Gretzky and McSorley on the return pass. And that's a
Wayne Gretzky. Game 6 overtime winner. Opens the scoring in this game. Maybe Don Cherry should have left it alone. But what I do have to say is, bro, and this is going to be a continuing theme. Marty McSorley, look, again, I was 3-4 years old. When I go back and watch this game, I cannot tell you how good Marty McSorley looks on both ends of the freaking ice. Marty McSorley is like, if we don't have him, I don't know where we are. He was so freaking good at joining the rush, picking his spots. He was such a very, very good defenseman. And I think Gretzky could attest to that. After that, and look, the Maple Leaf Garden is bumping. That place is loud. Even after Gretzky scores, it's still loud. But 5 minutes later, Andreychuk has a great chance to score to tie the game. But Sandstrom makes it 2-0, and guess who leads the rush?
Selected by Allen. Here's Borshevsky racing out there. With Gilmore coming in. Can't get a shot, though. Gilmore anchored back of the net. Gilmore the pass. Left the shot. Hit the side of the net. Andreychuk and Gilmore doing great work. There's Gilmore all fired up now. Playing into Borshevsky. He gets away. Hit back of the net. Borshevsky coming out. Turning the other way. Back of the net again. Gilmore centered. Andreychuk missed a great chance. In on the boards, the Leafs with great pressure on L.A. now until Sandstrom picks it up and clears it out. McSorley and Gretzky again. Gretzky takes the pass. In front, Sandstrom scores! Sandstrom from Gretzky, and it's 2-0 L.A.
Well, I mentioned in the opening, you better watch out for Wayne Gretzky in a big game. Bob Rouse pulled Reichel off the puck, and then was a mile and a half from his own net.
Bro, okay, so Thomas Sandstrom makes it 2-0. What I missed in the first goal is, as much as I love Bob Miller and Nick Nixon, with this game, we get a legend in Bob Cole calling the game. Bob Cole is a freaking legend. The thing about Sandstrom's goal is McSorley leads the rush on a 3-on-2. He has a perfect net drive. Gretzky makes a perfect pass to Sandstrom, and it's 2-0. McSorley was such a beast in this game. As much as Gretzky gets the credit, and as he should, but Marty McSorley was. I'm not sure we win this game without him. McSorley was up and down the ice, defending, attacking. He was. I think that he might be first star for me, because honestly, if you look at it, Gretzky did bank it off one of the Leaf players. It was a little bit of a lucky goal. McSorley was no luck when it comes to Marty McSorley. So I really do believe that that Marty may have been the best player in this freaking game. So right after, Tony Granato accidentally runs into Gilmore, and they call a penalty. After all the muggings and the holdings, I don't understand why this was called. But Tony Granato accidentally ran into Doug Gilmore, and that actually led into Wendell Clark getting one back.
The Maple Leafs is Dave Allen. Slapped it and hit a skate and bounced down to Gill. Anderson had gone in. Now Andreychuk allowed the puck to come back out over the line. 35 seconds left in the penalty. Gilmore and Andreychuk. Andreychuk going for the net. He's around the goal. Center Clark scores! Wendell Clark! And the Leafs get a power play goal. And that's a big goal for the Maple Leafs.
Well, I'm sure that Pat Burns' instructions at least contain this message. Boys, let's win the first 10 minutes of this period and see what happens. And Andreychuk, two LA Kings leave their feet and can't get back in the play. Rob Blake and Charlie Huddy both go down, anticipating a shot from Andreychuk. He gets around the net and finds Wendell Clark, who gets his ninth goal of the playoffs and the first one for the Leafs tonight.
The color commentator actually put it. That was a great description of the goal. Basically, Dave Andreychuk drove wide. The Kings were scrambling. He sent it in front, and Wendell Clark, as good as he makes it 2-1. The Leafs get a goal back. What I have in my notes here is it is very weird to see Mike Krushelnyski in a Leafs uni. So again, I'm 3-4 years old at the time. In 1990, I was just born. But when I think Mike Krushelnyski, I think that chip over Mike Vernon in the playoffs against the Flames in double overtime, one of the greatest Kings goals ever. But it is kind of funny to see Mike Krushelnyski in a Leafs uniform. But the Kings give it back. Before I get onto the Leafs equalizer, I got to put over the genius of Doug Gilmour. Doug Gilmour is again. I said it before. If it wasn't for Gretz, Doug Gilmour is the best player on the freaking ice. And now he's in the corner battling with Corey Millen. Corey Millen, for 1 second, when he loses his stick, Corey Millen tries to pick his stick up, and that was all it took. Bang, right in front, and Glenn Anderson, Hockey Hall of Famer, equalizes the game.
14-13 of the shots in favor of L.A. It's Gilmour trying to shake loose. He's caught in the corner. Millen all over him. Gilmour trying to kick it loose. Now he does. And he gets a pass at Glasgow! Anderson! It is tied! Boy, Harry, did Anderson take off for that net when he saw Gilmour with the puck. And what a play by Gilmour. First of all, he fights off Corey Millen for about 10 seconds. Gets the puck. Millen steps down to pick a stick up and then hits Anderson with a pass. And Anderson made no mistake. Doug Gilmour. Talent does what it can. Genius does what it must. And that describes Gilmour in these playoffs perfectly as his line mate.
Again, that was all the genius of Doug Gilmour. I cannot put Doug Gilmour over enough. That guy was one of the best. From here, Barry Melrose actually calls a smart timeout. The Leafs are all over us. All over us. Barry Melrose has to call a timeout. He tries to wind the boys a little bit down. It doesn't really work. The Leafs continue to jump on us and jump on us and jump on us. But guess what? We have the best player in the world. And Wayne Gretzky was just too much for the Toronto Maple Leafs this game. And before I play the clip, you have to go back and watch this. Sandstrom, if Courier Sandstrom drops it to Gretz, Gretz doesn't reach out to try to catch it. Kent Manderville is defending him. Gretz dummies him. He lets the puck roll through, takes one touch, and bang, claps it past Potvin. One of the most beautiful, subtle moves I've ever seen, and that's the genius of Gretzky. You guys have to go back and watch it. I'll play the clip right now.
Wants to get off, but he has to stay on. Zensel near the blue line. Here's a backhand shot. Clark takes it in the corner. Into Zensel, back of the net. What pressure by the Leafs. There's Zensel twisting and turning. Back of the net. He falls. No call, and the puck is shot to center. The play goes right on. Clark, he's dog-tired up on one leg and just barely makes it to the bench. 2-2, nearing the halfway mark of the second period. And the Leafs taking it to the Kings now. This is Manderville. He's up to center coming in. Manderville, he has Zensel with him. Zensel gets set, falls. Tries to make the play against Blake. Blake takes the puck and shoots to the center. Gretzky grabs it. Into Sandstrom. And Sandstrom back to Gretzky. Gretzky scores! Gretzky gets the pass and blasts one by Potvin. And it's the Kings leading again. 3-2. Well, the big guns for both teams are rolling tonight. And Wayne Gretzky on what looked like a harmless rush here. A 3-on-3 rush gets the drop pass coming up from Sandstrom, and you can see that Manderville went for the puck and didn't take Gretzky, and it was behind Potvin before Potvin could do a thing. There was the attempted poke check by Manderville. You don't poke check this guy. Guys that have tried to poke check it are sitting at home watching him play. They're not in the National League. A lesson I'm sure Manderville will learn. Well, the crowd were jumping for the last.
So again, I mean, that clip went a little bit long, but again, it's just the genius of Bob Cole. Bob Cole is so freaking good at commentary that I'm okay with running that clip a little bit long, but it's all Gretzky right there. That move, that little subtle, that little dummy past Kent Mandeville, and bro, I don't care if you're Jonathan Quick, I don't care if you're Gary Price, I don't care if you're Henrik Lundqvist. I don't get 1993 Wayne Gretzky with space and room to work with. Bye-bye. It's in the back of the net. I don't care. So Felix Potvin, not his fault. That was Kent Mandeville's. That's just the genius of Wayne Gretzky right there. So from there, look, the Leafs continue to put on pressure. Again, they're at home in Game 7. They have to continue to pour it on and pour it on and pour it on and pour it on. Well, again, tit for tat. Doug Gilmour is a freaking genius. Wayne Gretzky is just a little bit above it. But Doug Gilmour's brilliance comes into play as far as the equalizer here.
Clark after it! And the puck is cleared away down the ice by Charlie Huddy. That will kill Blake's penalty. He is now out of the penalty box. Los Angeles leads 3-2. The Kings break up the rush at center and then lose it. Gill and Gilmour in there again. Gill a pass it in front. And Gilmour trying to set up Wendell Clark. Gilmour again. Clark scores. Clark has tied it. What am I, boys? But Gilmour shoves it here, and then Clark gets knocked down. Clark gets up, and Mike Foligno throws it behind the net. Nobody goes to Clark, and Clark puts it in over the left shoulder of Kelly Rudy. Gilmour behind the net can spread the eye of the needle. Look how deep in the net Rudy was, worrying about whether Gilmour walked out from behind.
Wendell Clark. Assist number 93, Doug Gilmour, and number 71, Mike Foligno. Time 1:25.
Clark scored at 1:25 of the second period. Clark scores.
Bro, so Wendell Clark makes it 3-3. Well, we're on the topic of Wendell Clark. I just want to put a couple of rumors to rest because people have, for some reason, started rumors that Wendell Clark and Glenn Anderson were gay. Look, it's no problem if they are, or if they were, but they're married with children, so I don't know if anyone out there like still thinks that Wendell Clark and Glenn Anderson were gay, but I'm assuming that they wouldn't want that rumor out there. Bro, they're married with children. They're not gay. It doesn't matter if they were or not, but they're not. So again, Wendell Clark, Glenn Anderson, Hockey Hall of Famer, freaking Wendell Clark, epic power forward. So I just want to get that clear. From here, bro, it's freaking helter skelter. Zezel has a breakaway. Zezel misses. Rudy makes a huge save. Look, when I'm watching this game, I'm like, bro, where was this Kelly Rudy in against the Canadians? Because he's making huge saves after huge saves after huge saves. But we're under 5 minutes. And then Mike Donnelly makes it 4-3.
Smith, Blake let one go. That's intercepted by Andrechuk. Hooked it out to Clark. Up with Gilmour. Gilmour cutting in. Gilmour with Andrechuk. And he went high with the shot. Lefebvre kept it in. Andrechuk set up. And he went high with a shot. Gilmour knocked down by Blake. Lefebvre lost it to Granato, who's in there for L.A. Here's Shednick. That shot, rebound, scores! The Kings, Donnelly, parked at the side of the net, getting the goal to give the LA Kings a 4-3 lead with 3:51 left in the third.
Well, we've mentioned it many times that the LA defensemen jump into the rush on a regular basis. Alexei Zhipnik, number 2, does that and turns the 2-on-2 into 3-on-2. And then Potvin makes the stop, and the rebound comes right to Donnelly. And Donnelly puts it in to give the Kings a 4-3 lead with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left. Potvin, no chance. Donnelly could.
Look, so Leafs fans might be, they might feel wronged by this goal. But, you know, hockey's hockey, and breaks happen. When Zhitnik takes a shot, there's a fortuitous bounce that pops right to Mike Donnelly, and he puts it in, 4-3. But, bro, look, when I'm watching this game, and I'm looking at the Kings defensemen, we have a young Rob Blake, we have Daryl Sador, we have Martin McSorley, who again, I said is probably the best player in this series. Then, like, again, like Zhitnik, all these guys. Bro, we have a really, really good defensive core in this series. If only we had maybe, I'm not going to, like, chirp Kelly Rudy, but when I just feel like maybe he could have done better there. But Kelly Rudy was a pretty freaking good goaltender. We had a pretty good defensive structure then. But, so when Mike Donnelly scores with under 4 minutes left, we're like, okay, we got this, right? Well, King Gretzky goes to work.
The blue line, he took a shot that's blocked. Elliott moved up, and it's taken away and cleared out over the line. Elliott getting back, but it's Gretzky booting it ahead. Gretzky coming for the net. On the outside, now he's in front. Gretzky banked it in off one of the Leaf players, and the LA Kings have taken a 5-3 lead.
Well, Wayne Gretzky gets a lucky goal, but what a piece of footwork he did to get the puck up on a stick, as you're going to see right here. Now, Todd Gill plays him perfectly. Got him behind the net, takes him out, and in Gretzky's attempt to center the puck to nobody, it hit Dave Ellett in the foot and went in. Dave Ellett's looking out in front, as any defenseman should, to see if there's an LA King coming down the pipe. And it goes off the back of his skate into the net, and Wayne Gretzky, at 16:46, makes it 5-3 Kings.
16:46, the time of that goal by Gretzky, and it makes it 5-3 Los Angeles, and a heavy, heavy goal from the Los Angeles.
Lucky goal. It totally is it. Okay, wait. Yes, it's a lucky goal, for sure. It is a lucky goal. But Bob Cole's call was just freaking awesome. Gretzky makes it enough one of the players, and the LA Kings have taken a 5-3 lead, bro. Leafs fans might hate that, but if you're a Kings fan, you've got to love that call from Bob Cole. Again, big on commentary. Commentary makes games, and Bob Cole does a phenomenal job in this game. As far as Gretzky's goal, look, I mean, if you're a Kings fan, again, I asked my pops, like, what do you think about the Game 7 1993? He goes, it's never over. It was never freaking over. Even 5-3 with like 3 minutes left, my pops is still like, we can still blow this. We can still actually give this game away. And freaking Ellett brings one back in typical Kings fashion. Again, this facet of Kings hockey has never left. We always seem to give one back quick, fast. Here it goes.
Gretzky knocking it down at center. Feeds it inside the Leaf blue line. Rouse back. Shot it to the far corner. 1:15 remaining. The crowd silenced now here at Maple Leaf Gardens. 2 fast goals. Here's Andrechuk. Ellett in, scores! Ellett scores! And don't leave yet. Dave Ellett, hard shot. And it's 5-4.
Now, the LA Kings appeared to be in good position on this rush. And
Fortunately, we had done enough. But again, again, I was 3-4 years old. When I asked my pops for recon on this game, he goes, when Elliott scored that goal, he was certain that the Leafs were going to tie the game. I mean, because if you're a Kings fan, why would you believe anything to the contrary? You know what I mean? Like, they're definitely going to score, right? And again, Barry nudged Gretz on the back. Because if you watch this game, Gretz was double shifting. And Gretz was freaking gassed. And Barry and Gretz have testimonials on this. Barry hits Gretz on the back like, "Can you go?" And Gretz goes, I can't go. I'm done. I'm dead. We're at 5-4. Finally, McSorley gets the puck out of the zone, and we're going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
In the third period, and we have this wild finish. The Kings trying to hang on to a 2-goal lead. Now trying to hang on to a 1-goal lead. Andrechuk's shot is blocked by Rudy. Hot fans on the bench, folks. The Leafs putting out all the stops. Extra man on. In his routes from the blue line. 40 seconds left in front of the net. Mad scramble. Right in front. And it's cleared to the boards. Kings trying to get it out. They don't. Another shot knocked down. It's still in there. Here's Clark. Can't find it. Anderson kept it in with his legs. It is shot back at the goal. 23 seconds left. Gilmore looking for it. Fell. And now Anderson will have to hustle. 15 seconds left. Elliott shoots it very calmly back at the net. Here's Gilmore coming out. 10 seconds left. The crowd in a frenzy. It is roused. It'll come out over the line. And the LA Kings are going to win it. 2 seconds left. And the Kings have won it. And they go on to meet the Montreal Canadiens in a heartbreaking loss for the Maple Leafs tonight. And a big win for the LA Kings tonight. 5-4 Los Angeles. They'll meet the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup Finals.
So, I mean, like, if you can think back, I mean, my pops is much older than I am, but, like, the only thing I can equate that to, could you imagine, like, being a Kings fan from 66, and then you're going to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time? The only thing I can equate that to, Dustin Penner's goal, a Game 5 goal, is one of my favorite goals in Kings history. I almost shed tears when I actually did. Like, oh my, we are going to this freaking Stanley Cup Finals. Can you believe it? Oh, bro. So, anyways, guys, that's the review. That's March 29th, 1993. Toronto Maple Leafs for the Los Angeles Kings. The greatest game Wayne Gretzky ever played. A freaking hat trick. And we're off to play Montreal. I'll let you guys know when the next review show is. Probably next week. Probably next Thursday or Friday. But anyways, this is Joshua Norris, and this is The Wet Island. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Progressive brings you Flowetry with Flow.
To count the discounts, safe driver, paperless, automatic payments, multi-car, so many a penny. Saved is a penny earned, you learn. The money you saved, it builds like a wave of dollar bills. The thrills, scary movies give me chills.
Discounts that help you save more for the things you want. From Progressive. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Oh, it's me, Mickey.
It's Mickey's Halloween party at Disneyland Park.
It's Halloween at Disneyland where little kids and ghouls rule. Mickey's got the whole thing planned.
This party's gonna be so cool.
This party's gonna be so cool. Tonight's our night, getting galore. It's perfectly right, come see what's in store.
Mickey's Halloween party at Disneyland Park is on very special nights, September 23rd through October 31st. Visit Disneyland.com/party for ticket prices and details. Space is limited.